So today, as promised, I'm going to do a week in review. It's been a long time, hasn't it, since we've managed to do a week in review of what's been happening with it on Passive. I really do like doing this part of it. Colonel Daniel Lee, thank you so much, my friends. Why do I like doing the week in review? Because it really does help us to refocus that mind on what has happened over a 7-day period. And every single time, bar none, that I do the week in review, it really does amaze me how much happens in 7 days and we almost forget about it. You know, we get so excited with the information and news that we get that it fades away quite quickly, and we get another piece of news and then that fades, etc. So I do like bringing the week in review to you guys so that it refreshes your memory of what has gone on over 7 days, but also more importantly, it is a place or a video that you can send to people or tell people to go and watch to bring them up to date over that week. So this is going back now to Thursday, the 3rd of October. So what happened on Thursday, the 3rd of October? We saw our CEO on live with Marty and Chris. If you remember, it was they were trying to get him on their normal live, which comes out at 10, and then they said they would be able to get him on at 1. That turned into 2 p.m. Eastern, and he came on. And he really did bring a lot of good information to the table. So if you remember, he said that any day after the 4th of October, which is the Friday, the next day, we will see our OES back live. Now, he didn't give any specific times or dates when that was going to be. He said any time after the OES. Now, if you remember what he was saying within that live, he was saying what we were expected to see when it went live. And he was very specific on this. He said the first thing you'll be able to do is to log in to your ecosystem. And he also made a bit of a joke as well, if you're saying thank you very much for bringing that back to us. He said the next thing you'll be able to do is view your OWallet. And the next thing you'll be able to do is view your team organization that is in place there. He didn't say if they were all going to happen exactly the same time or concurrently or whatever. And that was it. Okay. He didn't promise for any more or didn't say that there was any more. And we really need to understand and listen to what he says. Okay. That is this very, very first part of accessing our ecosystem. Those 3 things, nothing more, nothing less, being able to log in, view your wallets, view your profiles, and view your teams. This actually happened when on Sunday, the 6th of October. For us here in the UK, it was quite late on the 6th, but there was certainly a big buzz around social media, wasn't there, of people who were saying, yeah, I've got access. I think you guys over in the States might have had it first before anybody else. And then it started filtering out across the globe, didn't it? And for us here in the UK, we got it a couple of hours or so towards Sunday night. And as sure as eggs is eggs, guess what we could do? We could log in to our ecosystem once again. And the way to access it, for those who haven't heard or don't know, you simply go to OnPassive.com and the login page will be populated in that area. Now, does this mean that OnPassive.com, as far as the websites that we saw in the past, is going to have a new home? We don't know, because we haven't been given that information. So let's not speculate. Let's not think ahead of ourselves. Everything that is being done at the moment as far as the ecosystem and working towards the next phase, everything is done by design. Everything is done so that it's in a controlled environment, so that everybody has fair time to be able to do the parts of what our CEO is asking us to do within that time frame. One thing he also said as well on Marty's Live, and subsequently we have reiterated this many times, is that the support network of OnPassive has been disabled for now. Why? Because we want, or the company want, people who can access it to access it with, and so that the team that he has in place now can concentrate on making sure of the stability of the site, rather than working on other things that might distract them that they don't need to as well. Also, another thing that has been disabled is new registrations to the ecosystem. Okay, so it really is only for existing founders, affiliates, and users of that ecosystem. Okay, so anybody who's got an existing account, you will be able to log in. And if you go to the OES and you have logged in, you would have seen that there was a brand new message waiting for us in that update section. Where is that? That is in the top middle of the page. There is a ticker that is there, and that pops up to say give any information. This is also part and parcel, guys, of why the ecosystem has been put back online before the next phase. If you remember back to a couple of webinars before on 360, Ash said that the reason he wants the ecosystem to come back online first is so that he has a portal where he can correspond with us in a safe environment. What does that mean? It means that it is coming directly from the company or Ash Mufareh himself, and there is no confusion, speculation, twisting of words, or whatever that happens, unfortunately, on social media that our CEO has said, and it becomes second, third, fourth hand information, and the real truth of the information gets lost. With the ecosystem, doesn't happen, does it? Because everybody who is a founder or a member, sorry, of OnPassive has exactly that same pop-up. And that very first pop-up said, "Congratulations, welcome back." He said, "Despite all the challenges and turbulence, we proudly announce that our team succeeded in recovering the ecosystem. This process will continue happening gradually over the coming days. Today, we have a major step forward. We appreciate your patience and cooperation. Stay tuned for the next steps and follow those instructions promptly. At this time, no new registrations, no payments, and no supports." Okay, you are in it to win it. That was the very first one that we had when we logged in. Now, that only lasted about 24 hours or so until Monday the 7th. We had a brand new pop-up within that ecosystem. And that was, again, to bring us up to date with how things were progressing. He said, "What a powerful comeback. So inspiring to see how loyal and engaged your community is. We are moving forward better and faster than predicted. Way to go." Also, he then went into mention the amount of traffic that was going to the website. Now, when he means traffic in this instance, it's the amount of people that physically log into their ecosystem and then browse around. He said in just 6 hours, we had 12.5 requests to the ecosystem. That means somebody that has physically logged into the ecosystem, and every time they click in different areas of that ecosystem, it registers as a request on the system. And he said that's around about 20 to 25 requests per second within that 6 hour period. He said millions and millions to come. That's how we do it. Stay tuned for some great news. That was the second pop-up that we had from our CEO Ash Mufareh. Now, those figures are massive figures, aren't they? For any website to have that many impressions on it within the very first few hours that it went. It shows how engaged you guys are out there, how keen you are to log into your ecosystem. For those people who cannot get access to their ecosystem for whatever reason it may be, just wait, guys. Okay, I know it must be frustrating for you. I know you are biting at the bit to try and get into your ecosystem, but for now, please, guys, there is no support that can sort your query out. The team wants to give sufficient time for people who can access it to access it. How long that's going to be, we don't know. But they want to make sure that they get as many people access to the ecosystem as they possibly can before we might start moving towards this next phase. Now, some people have been asking me, well, what's the point of having the ecosystem if we aren't in the second phase? Look at it like this, okay? The ecosystem is a safe environment. I said this on Digital Blueprint on Tuesday. I feel like I've got my comfort blanket back on me again. I like going into the ecosystem. Why? Because I know that it is where the company reside. I know it's coming directly from corporate OnPassive. I know that the information that I see there is correct information from the company. I don't have to put my ideas into it. It's there in black and white for everybody to see. And this is exactly why we have brought the ecosystem back first, so that we have this environment where we can give the right information and the right instructions so that we can then transition to the next phase. Think of it a bit like a holding room, a holding tank for us all. Does this mean we are going to lose the ecosystem? I don't know is the answer to that. Are we going to get a new ecosystem? I don't know. But one thing I do know is that the next phase is going to be bigger, better, and more inspiring for all of us than what we have right now. So we should be excited about this next phase of OnPassive. But right for now, do what is asked of us, and that is to log in to our ecosystem and have a good look around. So that happened on Monday, and we had 2 days really, Tuesday and Wednesday, of nothing happening as far as updates was concerned. I did see on an occasion on Wednesday that the mobile app came online for a very short period of time, then went off again. It's obvious that they're working in that area, but for a very short period of time. And also more places are now accessible. And today only, Thursday the 10th, the login button, or sorry, the log out button of the ecosystem is now working correctly across the board on mobile devices and on laptops. How do you access that if you want to log out? Top right hand corner where it says profile, there's a drop down arrow. Click that and scroll to the bottom. You'll see log out. Click that and it logs you out. This is a good habit to get into, guys. I'm going to reiterate that once again. A good habit. Every time you've finished your session of looking at the ecosystem, log out. Why? Because it is on a timer, but it means it is still active on your computer, which means somebody could get access to your account because it's still live. Okay, so for security of your account and all the rest of it, just get in the habit of logging out each time. Okay, you've got to do it anyway. If you've got multiple accounts, you have to log out of one before you log into the other one, etc. But please, 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 guys, try and get into that habit of logging out once you have finished that session. If you're in front of the computer and you're not using it, absolutely fine. You can leave it running. It's not a problem. But if you leave that computer, just remind yourself, I must log out. Okay, so please do that as well, as long as you can. Also, what else has happened today? Two things. First is a thanks video has been sent out to the team. Marty DeGarmo compiled all this together from a few of us that we put videos in to thank our new tech team for all the efforts and work that they have done to bring back the ecosystem to us in double quick time. A lot of us did this, and I know that it has been sent via Ash to the tech teams for that thanks. And I think we really, all of us, need to thank in our own way the new tech guys for being able to bring back from the brink of nothingness, really, if that is a word, OES. And the last thing that I've noticed that is working within the ecosystem today is the calendar. Marty mentioned it on his that it wasn't working for him beforehand. I had exactly the same. And today you click on calendar, up it comes. That's going to start being populated with all sorts of different things that are not pertain to you. That's not the right word, but certainly for you on there. Anyway, guys, that's about it for me for today. For the week in review. I'll be back again next week with some more updates for you. Stay tuned. Big things really are happening and coming your way as far as OnPassive is concerned.